Hey, welcome to another edition of Local Focus with Sebastian Noel. I'm your host. So I guess we have a new high school sports calendar out this week when this is going to air. We're still all crossing our fingers, but here at Local Focus, we just roll merrily along and stay with the program, I guess. Basketball will be our topic of discussion today. My guest today is probably the most famous freshman in the state of New Mexico, but until he posts his first high school double-double, I still am going to call him Amaya's little brother. Amari Brown is my guest. Is that fair? Until you post that first double-double, I can call you Amaya's little bro?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, that's fair. All right, let's get the first question out of the way. When we see you on the floor in a high school game, are you going to be wearing an Albuquerque High jersey or are you going to be wearing a Cibola jersey?
Honestly, I really don't have an answer for you right now because I don't know for sure if there's going to be a season or not. So, I love my dad. I would love for it to be my dad, of course, but for right now, it'll probably be Cibola.
All right. Well, you've had plenty of time to. How many times have you been asked that question?
About 1 million.
Right, every day, right?
Yeah.
All right. So, what I want to talk about first is what was going through your mind the first time you were in my studio, sitting across the way in the corner with Big Sis right there in that chair. Like, what was going through your mind at that time? Like, all right, a couple years, I'm going to be on the show. I'm going to get mine. Well, let's take us through that day.
Honestly, it was that. I mean, I always see my sister go through all the interviews and the media and stuff. So one day I was like, of course, being the little brother, of course, all the media, I get the same attention. So I knew one day it would probably be.
Now, everyone's got siblings that play sports, but not everyone has siblings named Amaya Brown, right? So that's kind of a big deal. Yeah. I mean, so talk about that, man. That's, it's not just a sibling playing sports. It's a sibling that dominated her sport. That was arguably the best we've seen in the sport. Talk about that and the pressure and the expectations of that.
It's a lot. Growing up, I always looked up to her and stuff, especially seeing her play throughout her high school. So, it's big expectations, the record she has, all of it. So, I will always want to live up to that.
You have those records? You know which ones? Do you know what you're shooting at?
Honestly, the one I really know is the rebounding one, which was crazy.
Yeah. And she's got some hardware too, right?
Yeah.
So that's a lot, man. You got to think about records and you got to think about the hardware at the same time, man. That's huge. What's that Thanksgiving atmosphere like? That's got to be ultra competitive, right?
Oh, yeah. Since I was young, I would always play her one-on-one. So, I always try to
How much did you lose by?
I beat her once.
No,
we haven't
don't
played
start
recently.
with that. That's not the question I have. How much did you usually lose by?
Lose by? Not a lot.
All right, and then when did you start beating her?
About when I got a little bigger.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, have you dunked on her?
No, I haven't dunked on her yet.
Do you think you could dunk on her, or do you think she would just foul the hell out of you?
She'd just probably foul the mess out of me, for real.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
She's real rough.
So, I mean, that's got to be so cool to have someone to look up to that whole time. And then not only this, we're joking about the hardware and the stats and stuff, but anyone that knew her knew the work, right?
Yeah.
So obviously you have a ground game plan of just how much work has to be put in to be that good. How has that helped you?
It's helped me a lot. She's always pushed me to work hard because, look where she's at now. So, seeing her work, I used to always see her, going to work out, going to speed and condition. She'll do it all, which has led her where she's at now. And
so, I mean, how easy of a transition has that been for you to just everything? I would imagine everything has to come naturally to you because you saw her go through it all, so you know exactly what to expect, right?
Yeah, I do like pretty much everything. I know the training to do because I've seen her do it. So, I just imitated her pretty much.
How has that training been kind of stunted by COVID?
It a lot because gyms have been shutting down. So like I have to get up, go run around the neighborhoods, more things outside than going indoors type of things.
All right. We want to talk about, you just came back from an out-of-state trip and everything. So we're going to talk about that when we get back. I want to play a little clip of an interview when we get back, and we're going to have some fun with that. We'll be right back with Amari Brown.
As Javi's looking, and he's got a guy wide open, and it's Gay, and he's gonna walk into the end zone. But he did a good job with it. First and goal, it's Chavez to the middle, and Chavez stops.
And Stevens in motion. On the handoff to Mitchell. Look out! Oh, see you later. Take it to the house. Fly, Cardinals fly. To the other side, provides some protection. And off to Webskowski again. Look out. See you later. Good night. Touchdown, Webskowski. An 8. 2 receivers at the top. Harris has all day. He's going to fire to the end zone. Open man. Touchdown. Wildcats. Not a defender inside. A little bit. Webskowski on the sideline. Hasta mañana. He's off to the races. Touchdown, Clovis.
Albuquerque this afternoon.
34-24 Rancho. Late in the third. How about this run? Nice play. Deckerman. He's still on his feet. Touchdown, Wolverine.
Exactly what they want to get yards. He's going to go for it. He's got a guy towards the end zone. It's grabbed. Touchdown. What a play.
And long here for the Storm. Handoff to, we're going to fake the handoff, excuse me. Davidson on the deep ball. He's got some space, and it's caught. Still on his feet. Touchdown, Storm. Wow. Santa Maria.
And so they'll send one deep and returnable at the 2. Usually Volcano do either a reverse or a fake reverse, and here it is a reverse. And a move to the outside. There is a lane. Look out! Shot out of a cannon. Rodriguez is going to take it all the way.
The New Mexico High School Coaches Association, established in 1941, is an organization of New Mexico's best and most professional interscholastic coaches. Coaches across work daily to help our student athletes excel in the classroom, on the field of play, and in our communities. Students that participate in interscholastic activities attain higher grades, higher graduation rates, and higher wages. Responsible for the North-South All-Star Games, statewide Coaches Award Program, and providing multiple professional development opportunities for New Mexico's coaches. Be a great coach by coaching beyond the game.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of Proview Sports Network.
Back with Amari Brown here. You just went to a camp out of state. Tell us about that.
It was in Phoenix, Arizona. It was real good, talent from everywhere. It was a lot of exposure. I did real good. I made the top 60 game. I did. Jaquan Hill made 100 and Sean Johnson 80.
Right.
But I performed really well. all the people at the camp are talking about me.
Right. We're going to get back to that. First, I want to play this interview. And we're going to focus on the last 30 seconds here. And we'll talk about this in just a minute. Do you remember this part? Go ahead, Josh.
Oh, my God.
Go ahead and play that, Josh. Go and get that up there. You know what we're getting at here?
Yeah, I do.
You have a little general idea?
Yeah, I do.
All right. Josh is going to get that up there.
Describe yourself in 3 words.
Ooh. I say fun. I don't know. 3 words. I would probably say like very calm, cool person.
Okay.
Yeah. And
There's one.
one more.
Oh, 2 more.
2 more.
Fun, calm.
and I say caring.
All right. Well, thank you for your time. Good luck to you.
She asked you to describe your game in 3 words, and we got the calm part, and then the quickness, and then it turned from a basketball interview to an awkward first date when you threw in a caring.
Yeah.
Like, what you threw in a caring at the end there? Tell me about that, man.
I can tell you, she caught me off guard. I didn't think she was gonna ask me that, and I don't know. I just got out of game and stuff, so I was tired. When she asked me that, my brain just went somewhere else.
I love it, man. That was so good when I got to watch that. All right, let's go through that experience though. Huge amount of talent at that camp. And you come back, you perform incredibly well. You got all the publicity, But talk about how those kind of camps develop your game.
It definitely does. Like, there's a lot of playing against older kids and stuff. So that makes you like see like it made me know like, yeah, I can compete with these guys. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's a big thing.
So tell us about some of those guys. I mean, obviously, a lot of people know Amari Brown, but let's talk about some other younger guys that we need to have our eye on that are kind of in your grade.
Marcus Wilson, Elijah Foster, those are and Daniel Stephenson. Those are like the main ones.
Yeah. You're just not listening to your friends, are you? Like, these are legit guys?
Oh, yeah, they can.
All right.
Oh, and Micah.
Okay, all right. So, I mean, tell us about how often are these out-of-state trips now? Obviously, to stay sharp, you're having to travel a lot because there's pretty much no basketball in New Mexico.
Yeah, for sure. Like this summer, I was playing with the Atlanta Celtics, which is my AAU team. So I was there for like a good month. So, it was a good experience playing with, different guys and stuff.
Yeah.
And it made me better too.
What are some things that you are not getting to do because of COVID? I mean, we talk about this in a lot of other shows, but some of the team bonding stuff that could be going on, right, with some of your Cibola guys, that probably isn't happening.
Yeah.
So talk about some of the stuff you're missing out on because of COVID.
Obviously, going to school, of course. Hanging out with, my teammates, like all my friends, that's always the things everyone wants to experience.
Right.
So that's probably the main thing I'm missing out on.
What highlights so far? I mean, what is your basketball highlight from these camps this last year? I mean, you've been gone a lot, so take us number 1 highlight so far, you think?
Probably Atlanta.
Right.
Being in Atlanta, and then going to Florida, that was one of my favorite ones. It was a good tournament. We had fun. And then I went to Dallas with my local team. I performed real good out there. I made first team. That was a big one, and probably this Phoenix one.
Okay. Now let's talk about dunking a little bit. First dunk was when?
My first dunk?
Mm-hmm.
I would say, mid 8th grade year?
Okay. All right. And that was like a driveway dunk, or where was that?
At West Mesa.
At West Mesa. Okay. All right. First in-game dunk.
Haven't got one yet.
Oh.
On the way, though.
On the way. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you sent us the video, right? Okay.
Yeah.
And like we want like the first transition one, and then one just not a cheap one either. Like one transition one, and then one right over somebody. All right. So what are some goals that this year coming up? First, let's start there. Let me cut you off there. Do you think there's going to be a season?
Honestly, not. I don't think so.
And so, how does the most talked about freshman coming into his freshman year deal with that, thinking that there's not going to be a season?
It's very hard because, I'm trying to, of course, go to college, go D1 and stuff. That's always the goal. So, it's without no season, you know what I mean? So probably, a couple schools are calling me and stuff. So, I'm taking that into consideration.
All right, we're going to take another time out here. We'll get back with Amari. We'll talk a little bit more about, getting the goals started and how tough that is now during COVID. Goals for his freshman year, his entire career. We'll talk some out-of-state stuff again. And then, we'll get into the college stuff as well. Back with Amari Brown after this.
Creates space. He gives it off to Rivas for the three, and he buries it.
Could be coming in soon. Double pick set for Avalos. Goes to the right. Avalos puts it up high. Window scores it as foul.
Right here by Lewis all the way, coast to coast, and finish.
What a
Around the screen against White. Step back. It's blocked. JB with the block.
in transition. Ahead to hit on. Hit on for the two-hand hammer.
Minutes to go. They've got a shot. They have a chance, and it's put up, and it's good. What a three that is by Jalen.
Hito puts it up.
Rebound Cowboys. Right side David Hall. Thank you very much. Here come the Cowboys. Domina Lovato lays it up. Missed it. Hey, how about it? Thank you, Lussus. Thank you very much, Raquan Mitchell. Clock at 6. They get it. Barnes Tompkins fires. Yes! Pass up court. This for the win. Blocked by DJ Bustos. Cowboys win. Cowboys win.
We're back with, as his West Coast Elite interview says, the caring Amari Brown. I'm not going to let you live that down, man, for a long time. All right, so give me your best, funniest, most embarrassing story growing up, either with Amaya or your dad or anything, really.
All right, so I have a couple, but one, so me and my dad, we always had a little competitive little rivalry.
I can see that.
Yeah, so when I was real young.
Well, you're taller than your dad already now, right?
Yeah, I'm taller than him.
He's going to hear that one.
Yeah. So when I was like real young, me and him used to always play one-on-one. And he's real good at talking mess, and he knows how to get in my head. So I used to like cry a lot whenever he used to beat me and stuff. So that's one. And another one is, so my sister, when she came back from Florida State, right, she was hurt or whatever. So, she wasn't really playing a lot. And when she came off the injury, we played one-on-one. And, it was a little back and forth game, and I beat her, and I was clowning, laughing. She was mad.
Did she say it didn't count because she's
To
rehabilitating?
this day, she was like, no, that does not count. I came off my injury.
I don't know, man. Like, I think she's got a point there. Like, do you count that as a W?
I do.
If it's against a 50% or like a 75%?
Still,
are you proud of that W?
I was young.
Okay, all right. I can't judge. Now, you quit your dad's team at some point too, didn't you? Tell us about that.
So, this is when he was coaching me. He used to always yell at me, just make me better, make me tougher. And I used to always get mad. And at one point, I was the best player on the team. I would drop 20, 30 every game. So one day in the car, I really don't know what he was saying, but it was just making me mad. And I was like, I quit your stupid team, blah, blah, blah. And he just looked at my mom. My mom was laughing the whole time. She thought it was the funniest thing
I
ever.
could see that too.
Yeah, so.
Did he kick you out of the car and make you walk at least?
No.
None of that? Okay.
He had nothing to say. He was just shocked.
All right, we talked about goals a little bit, and I kind of cut you off there, and we didn't think there was going to be a year this year. So let's pick up on that. I mean, what would some of your goals be for a freshman season, if there is one?
One, obviously, is being freshman of the year. Another is getting a couple letters, offers, that's always a big one. And state championship.
State championship, right? Cibola has had some lean years, but I'm hearing some really good things about this group. Yeah. So talk about that.
Yeah, we really have a good squad. Like my boy Marcus Wilson, he's my age, good player like me. We've been playing together since we were real young.
Right.
So that's a real close friend. Another one, Xavier Lloyd, plays with the New Mexico Dogs, now JB White Elite, and he's real athletic, good player, plays defense. So another one is Brady. He moved here from Chicago. His freshman year or sophomore was one of those, but he's real big, like 6'4".
Okay. Now some tragedy hit Cibola. Obviously, I mean, I know you probably weren't real close with Zach Mascarenas, but a Cibola Cougar, right? So that's
yeah, I knew him.
I mean, what is? Let me ask you. Let me put it this way. Let me phrase the question this way. I mean, what does that kind of do to a young kid when you see someone that plays your sport at your school lose their life tragically so early?
Honestly, it's real shocking. Like, you never know what can happen. Tomorrow's not promised, so, we always got to cherish the days we have.
Right. Obviously, you saw the JB White thing.
Yeah. I
mean, does that make you kind of take self-inventory and think about what you're doing at all times and how quickly it can go away?
Like, obviously, like being smart, watching the people you hang with, what the crowds, and JB was someone we all looked up to, like
right.
Especially me.
So let's go back to kind of your goals. We talked about your individual goals as a freshman. Now, what are some of career goals as far as high school? I mean, do you pretty much measure them all against your sister? Do you have some of your own? I mean, what are the 4-year goals for your high school?
Like I said, state championship, freshman of the year.
Just one?
All 4.
Or at least one. Just say at least one. That
at
leaves
least
the door
one.
open, right?
Like two.
Okay, all right,
That's good enough for me.
Okay.
I would say being, leading the state score record, getting me having the most points in the game or in the season. That's probably a main one because that's like my thing,
right.
Score. And one is probably trying to get my sister's rebounding one. That was pretty challenging.
Okay.
She had a lot of rebounds, and obviously D1 offers. That's always a big one. So.
No, I think there's a Gatorade banner hanging in the gym you play at. Like that's got to be pretty. Like you got to be looking at that every day too, right?
No, every time I'm in that gym, I see it. People come up to me. Oh,
squint your eyes. It almost looks like Amari.
Yeah. Right? People come up to me. Isn't that your sister? I'm like, yeah.
So that's huge too, right? All right, college. I mean, so you saw, like obviously your sister's thing was a whole other level, right? When it gets to college, so you kind of are prepared for that, So what has already started? Let's start there. What has already started? I mean, who have you kind of heard from, or?
The Lobos. They gave me a little interest letter like about a year ago.
Okay.
That was really like the main one. Not so many coming in right now, but they're coming. Like I can't like confirm.
Right, of course. I mean? You have like a dream school or two, like
North Carolina.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Any others?
That was Kentucky, Duke.
Okay. So all the blue bloods, right?
Yeah.
Well, you missed one, but I mean we won't go into that. I mean, West Coast living is nice, but I'm just saying,
Yeah.
All right. Why North Carolina? Why is that your dream school?
Roy Williams, like his coaching style. That's like one of my favorite coaches. So, and same with I can't
Coach
say
K, yeah, absolutely.
Coach K.
Now, Coach Williams, man, I've seen him dance on social media.
Oh yeah, I seen that too.
Right?
That was funny.
But what's going to go into this decision?
Obviously, like hopefully I get the chance, take a visit, see the campus, bond with the players, coaches. That's probably one of the main things.
Right. What? Talk about the support system you have in place. Who's going to help you make these decisions?
B. Mason, who's one of the Lobo coaches previously, and my dad, my mom, my sister, of course.
How much does it help? That the entire family has been through this craziness.
A lot.
Right?
You know, my dad, you know, he was been through, you know, played for the Lobos, and of course my sister, you know, she had the whole, literally all of the schools in the nation was recruiting her. So.
Right. Now, I think I asked your sister this very same question on this very same show. So tell us the craziest story about your mom in the stands, because that is always fun to watch. Your mom in the stands. As a broadcaster, I always take a peek, like when I'm calling a game. So tell us the best story.
It's a lot.
You just pick one, my man. You just pick one.
All right.
I know there's a lot of material to choose from.
One time, I was on the court, and you know, my mom, you know, she expects a lot from me, of course, and you know, I wasn't playing good. She was cussing me out on the court, and she was like,
"Well, but to her, like not playing good is like only 20 points, or like only 11 rebounds, like only 8 assists."
She'll be like,
I remember her giving Amaya the riot act on a game she had a double-double. And like 8 steals, so like that's different.
She be wanting you to have like 50 points or something. That's why she laughing. She know it too. But I was on the court, and she was like, "I will snatch you off the court in the middle of the game if you don't start acting right." She had told my coach to pull me out. She came to where we were on the bench.
I've heard all these greatest hits before. It's not so familiar.
It's a lot of them. She was just cussing me out.
All right, man, what are you still working on right now? I mean, you're always getting better, right?
Yeah.
So strengths of your game right now are what?
Going to the basket, slashing, dribbling, and my mid-range game is that's my go-to.
And stuff you still want to improve?
Making my three more consistent. That's always a big thing. I want it, you know, I'm confident in it, but I want it consistent. So every time I shoot it, I know it's going in.
Hardest defender to go against in the state?
In the state to go against? Mm-hmm. I'll say my boy Elijah Foster.
All right, okay. Yeah. Who do you think, you can't throw yourself in there, obviously. Who do you think Defensive Player of the Year this next year? Who do you think it's going to be?
Who I think it's going to be? I'm trying to think. That's my boy Xavier. Has real good D. Now, obviously me.
All right,
I always have confidence.
I'm going to throw this one out there. I'm going to throw a little challenge out there for you, okay? Maybe we'll bet, like I'll bet dinner for you. I'll buy you dinner or something. You go over or under 25 against my boy Judah Casaus?
Judah?
Yeah. Because that guy can guard. He can guard, man. Give him some love.
No, he's a good defender.
He can guard.
You know it was funny too when you said the best defenders? I was right when you went on to the next question, I thought of Judah. So
that's my guy. You're gonna go over or under 25 against Judah?
That's like my best friend, but
okay.
He knows me. We go one-on-one all the time at the gym. So
how's
I'm gonna go over. He knows. Hey, that's my boy. He knows all love.
Challenge out there to Judah, man.
That's my best friend, bro.
Amari, thanks for coming in, man. I have a feeling we're gonna be doing this again, hopefully soon. Hopefully, you get to make your announcement with us, just like your sister did, and we'll catch up each year and a very long, healthy, and successful career ahead, my friend.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for coming in, and thank you very much for watching. Good night, everybody.